So a lot of people may hear this, and maybe not this audience, because these guys, I like to believe that I met a lot of guys from this audience, and they seem like smarter guys than the normies, right? But a lot of people will say, man, but you got to live life. You got to understand life. You got to
YOLO,
all that shit. And, this is for real. A real sign of maturity is being able to delay gratification.
Good point.
Right? If you can't, if you have it, like my son, it's difficult for him to have the concept of, we'll do it later, but he's a baby, right? My niece is like, hey man, you can get that dollhouse for Christmas or something. It's like, it's difficult for her to process that, right? You guys got to be adults here. We got to be able to sacrifice what we want now for what we want most. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's a sign of maturity. And here's the thing, man. If you can sacrifice now and come up, you can get a better version of that shit when you come up. Those years I was talking about when I was grinding super hard, I didn't go to no basketball games. I didn't watch no football, nothing. I'm black. I love basketball and football. You know that, right? And I didn't go to no barbecues, no parties, nothing. Now, motherfucking, me and Mike Rashid was sitting courtside at the fucking basketball game. It's like, my boys got suites at the Heat games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
By the way, that's not cheap, by the way.
It's not cheap.
Those suites are hella money.
It's lit, though.
Hella
it's kind of far, but it's dope.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. And now because I delayed gratification, I get a better version of that shit now. You get what I'm saying? Imagine if I wanted to smoke weed, get the fucking
the ganja,
Zaza, or whatever the kids are saying, right? And man, if I want, I could get the best shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the best shit, instead of, back in the days we used to pick seeds out our shit back in the 2000s, right? Instead of that shit, now I could get the best version of it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's because you sacrifice later. Sacrifice now. Here's the thing. The first nigga to ever ball was the nigga that, like thousands of years ago. Instead of eating the motherfucking seeds, he planted them. Like we used to be the motherfuckers was hunting and gathering and shit, scouring the earth looking for food and shit. One nigga said, hey man, I'm gonna put this seed in the fucking dirt. And all the other cave niggas was like, motherfucker, you putting the food in the dirt? Look at this dumbass nigga putting the food in the dirt. He's like, nah, if I put this shit in the dirt, I think it's gonna grow some seeds. It's gonna grow some trees. And then they was laughing at him. They was but this nigga, eventually they grew up, and then he didn't have to motherfucking scour the earth for food no more. He was able, you know what, now that we learned this shit, we can settle down, build a civilization, governments. We can start doing shit. This was the first ballers, the niggas who could delay gratification. Instead of eating the shit, they planted it. Does that make sense? Otherwise, we'd all still be motherfucking hunting-gathering ass niggas, That's a good story. But instead, we were able to settle down, build civilizations. Next thing you know, a few 100,000 years later, man, we're doing podcasts on the internet and shit, It's all thanks to that one nigga who decided to plant the seed instead of eating it. That's who you could be, man.
What was his name?
Huh?
What was his name?
His name was Tyrone. Everybody knows that, man.
Like I said, Tyrone. Yo, by the way, the lady that stole the bag, what race was she?
She was white. Yeah, she was an old white lady. That's how she snuck past my defenses.
I thought she was black.
Nah, it was an old white lady. That's why I opened the door for her. And I was like, have a nice day, man. She walked out and she started sprinting.
Damn.
Sprinting saw her.
You're like, wait, what? That's weird.
Yo,
Chick's an athlete, okay.
Yeah, she went off.
She was in a hurry,
Yeah. But no, seriously, so we got to delay gratification. And that's what the next few years are about. And it's going to be difficult because you're going to get, let's say you did half of the shit, you're going to have all this money and you're going to want to spend it. You're going to want to do some fuck shit, right? But instead, we need to plant those seeds. Invest as investments, and then those seeds grow just like the crops, and then you can live. If you do it for long enough time, you can live off those crops, those seeds you planted indefinitely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's the real game plan. That's how you get out the motherfucking rat race. Now then you can decide you can stop working. I love what I do, right? I enjoy it, but let's say you don't. That's cool, man. You can do whatever you want if you make enough money, if your assets make enough money to cover your living expenses and pay for your lifestyle. Imagine you don't. What would you do if you didn't have to work, right? You know, that's what you want to think about. Then you would only do what you love.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's the fucking cheat code. That's what you want, you know?
So delayed gratification, which is obviously very important. Everybody I know that's successful talks about this greatly because, you know, got to push back the partying and the fuck shit. What else?
Yeah, delayed gratification. And then it's also going to, now, we remember we're not wasting our discipline on bullshit, on regular shit, right? We're trying to
Create
make
these
the other
friction
bad,
things,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So you don't need as much discipline, right? But you still need some discipline. It's not nothing, right? So what I want you to think about, okay, you know what's fucked up? Is let's say you're supposed to do something, right? And you don't do it. People usually do something they enjoy after that, right? Like let's say you're supposed to go, you know, if somebody doesn't go to, they're supposed to go to the gym, but they don't, what would they do as opposed to going to the gym? Anything.
Maybe they slept.
Maybe they slept.
Or they slept in.
Eat junk food?
Ate junk food. Maybe they went to a party or something, right? Okay, how do we train animals? Think about it, right? You train some animals. You
Negative reinforcement for bad behavior.
But some
Or
animals
positive.
some animals don't respond to negative reinforcement. Like I read this book a while ago. It's called "Don't Shoot the Dog," right? And this guy was talking about, he was an animal trainer, and one of the things he said was, "Fucking, you can't." Some animals don't respond to negative reinforcement, like dolphins, right? You can't whip a dolphin. Whips don't work under fucking water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They ain't invented underwater whip yet, right? So they train these dolphins with nothing but positive reinforcement. And you ever been to a dolphin show? They're doing all types of shit, flips on command,
Yeah.
jumping through fire and shit, right? Just positive reinforcement. That's how powerful positive reinforcement is, right? So think about it. You're supposed to do something. You're supposed to do something, right? But instead of doing it, you do something fun. What did you just do? You just rewarded yourself for not doing what you're supposed to do, and now you've trained yourself to be a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
It's like it's more sinister than you think.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
It's not just like, oh man, I did it sometime. No. You really trained yourself to be a right. So we really got to be more strict with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever you're doing, anything you do, you're training yourself to do something. Right? You're building habits.
And that's deep.
Yeah, you know, that fucking hit, that fucks you up a little bit.
Well,
right?
now that explains, you know how people say, oh, I fell off the wagon for a month?
Yeah.
It starts there.
Yeah.
So like when people say, oh, I'm on and off, whenever someone says on and off, 9 out of 10 times it was, I was supposed to do something, I didn't do it, I opted for something more fun.
Yeah.
Then
you trained yourself.
it's either, then they train themselves to be like, wait, I could just not do it and have fun.
Yeah.
And then they do that for a day, turns into a week, turns into a month. Next thing you know, you haven't trained in 60 days.
That's how it is. Like, you know, in the fitness example, people, one thing I hear a lot is, man, I'm on my diet, but when I travel, I fall off.
There you go.
Because they are like, all right, I'll slack on my diet during this time. And then next thing you know, it's difficult to get back in that because starting is the most difficult part.
Yep.
So it's really, when you fall off, you got to start over. So one of the reasons people become this inconsistent is because they accept inconsistency.
Yeah.
Right. You got to really put a line in the sand. Like, no, I do this. Right. This is what I do. Like when I quit drinking, I didn't have a problem. I wasn't like motherfucking drunk like yo mama. I just wanted to stop drinking. I just felt like, you know, this is not the best shit for me. Right. And instead of saying, oh, I'm drinking sometimes, I'm a casual drinker, blah, blah, I said, no, I just don't drink. I just stop. Right. And it wasn't like, oh, I can drink sometimes. Oh, and people will try to do this shit. I mean, you can have a drink initially. But when I said, no, I don't drink, they stopped doing it. Initially, if you say, man, I'm trying not to drink, then they'll try to get you to do it.
Of course, yeah.
But he's no, I just don't drink. Only one person in the last like fucking 5-6 years has ever tried to get me to drink when I said I don't drink, and that's Tristan Tate.
Yeah, you
we
can't.
was
You
in,
can't
we
tell
was
them
in
no, bro.
Atlanta, and you know, but he didn't get me to drink. He just roasted me. But I was like, nah, I'm good, man. Like I'm not going. I'm an adult. You're not gonna peer pressure me. But that's the homie though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the homie. It was funny, you know. Yeah, but yeah, it's just like that's the difference between having a line in the sand, right? And just kind of, I'm trying to do this. That's another thing. People say I'm trying to eat better, or I'm trying to stop drinking, or I'm trying to drink less. You a motherfucking try, baby, right? You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit because it's almost like an admission of, this might not fucking work. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I'm trying to do this. It's like, who would you bet on? One guy says, man, I'm trying to quit drinking. I was like, I don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Like, which one? Who do you believe more?
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to eat. I'm trying to eat better. I was like, I'm on this new diet where I get this many calories per day.
Yep.
Right? It's just you got to be more firm with yourself and not give yourself as much leeway. But like, you know, people are like, oh, I deserve it. I can take the day off.
I deserve it is the worst phrase I've ever heard, bro. I don't,
You don't
like,
deserve shit.
Cut
You-
that shit out
you
your
deserve to
vocabulary,
fail.
bro. Yeah, that is the worst. I think that's one of the worst things. And you know, and it's a very feminine thing, right? Only say dumb shit like that. I deserve it.
Yeah.
I earned it. Like, no, man. Like, you should having that mindset already puts you in a loser frame.
Yeah.
Yo, it's funny. Girls would be like, "Oh, can we do this?" And you're like, "Why?" Because I deserve it. I was like, "Bitch, what you do?" No shit.
Nothing, bro.
Like, what?
That's
the
crazy talk. That's crazy talk. But you know they'll do that shit because you know people will let them get away with it, right?
course,
And people are going to do whatever they're rewarded for.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
People are going to do whatever they're rewarded for. Like that's just some human nature shit. You know, all mammals are going to do what they're rewarded for, right? And you know, women still get rewarded for that behavior. Some guys will reward them for that, right? But nobody's going to reward us for that shit.
Nah, hell
Nah.
no.
You know what I'm
You can't
saying?
get behind the looks, nigga. Like you don't deserve shit as a man, man.
Nah. So, but you want to be way more strict with yourself. The reason it's difficult for you to be consistent with anything is because you accept inconsistency.
Yeah.
Or it's okay. I deserve it. Or something's better than nothing. Right? No. In fact, nothing is better than something. And let me tell you why. Because when you have to accomplish any goal, any serious goal, you have to be consistent over a certain amount of time, whether it's a fitness goal, an income goal. When you were building this podcast, imagine if you were inconsistent when you first started, right? It wouldn't have got to where it is, right? But if you said, oh man, something's better than nothing, that kind of shit, then it's actually sinister because it gives you the impression that you're actually doing something when you would have been better off just doing nothing.
Yeah.
Right? It's almost like you're moving forward, but it's not. It's not something that's better than nothing. Nothing is better than doing something half-ass.
So guys, quick word from our sponsor real fast. You know we don't mess around when it comes to leveling up, and that goes for your coffee too. If you're still drinking that sugary shit, you're already started your morning off wrong. 1775 Coffee's protein creamer is what real men use to start their day. 10 grams of whey protein per serving, designed to build muscle and boost metabolism. Most people are tossing whey protein into their coffee, but we took it a step further and made a creamer with whey protein already built in, no added sugar, just protein. They just dropped this protein creamer along with a whole new lineup. In addition to the classic dark and medium roast, you'll find new coffee pods and a brain-boosting mushroom blend that'll have you focused like a sniper locked in on CNN. Don't start your morning funding the woke mob and dumping garbage into your body. Do it right with 1775 Coffee. Use code FRESH to get 15% off. Guys, I'm drinking 1775 Coffee right now, man. As we walk it like we talk it over here, guys, and they got one that has a protein blend, man, so definitely go show them support. Shout out to 1775 Coffee.